Intro, setting the stage. So, picture this with us. You're walking on to this massive floating city, the music is playing, the crew is smiling, everything smells like fresh vacation. It feels perfect, almost too perfect. And here's where things get interesting. Because while cruise lines show us the sunshine, former crew members say there's a whole other side that stays behind the curtains. Now, don't worry, we're not here to ruin anyone's holiday dreams. We love cruising just as much as you do. But if we're all stepping onto these ships, we might as well understand how they really work. And trust us, once we started digging into what ex-crew members shared, we realized just how much goes unseen. Let's walk into those hidden hallways together. Secret number 1. The crew sees everything you think they don't. One thing former staff members all agree on is that passengers seriously underestimate how much the crew notices. We think the ship is huge and that nobody pays attention to us, but crew members say the opposite. They know when guests sneak food into their rooms, when someone leaves towels everywhere, and even when people try to claim deck chairs before sunrise. Because the crew moves through areas passengers never see, they know the patterns of the whole ship. They can tell when someone is stressed, upset, or celebrating something. It's almost like they develop this sixth sense. And the funny part? They're trained to act like they noticed nothing. So while we think we're being smooth, they already know the story. Secret number 2. Some areas are cleaner than you think, and others, well, less than you expect. Every cruise line loves highlighting how often they sanitize everything, and to be fair, they really do. Crew members say some areas get cleaned non-stop, almost like clockwork. But here's the twist. Not everything gets the same VIP treatment. Spaces that passengers assume are spotless, like certain high-touch surfaces or the back sections of buffet areas, sometimes get a quick clean instead of a deep one. It's not because the crew doesn't care, they work insanely hard, but because thousands of passengers create a non-stop cycle. Crew members have shared that the guest view is the priority, so the front-facing areas always look perfect, while behind the scenes, things can get, let's just say, less glamorous. Still safe, still functional, just not as polished as the brochure suggests. Secret number 3. The ship is a floating city with its own hidden world. Ex-crew members say the ship you see, the pools, lounges, restaurants, is only half of the real thing. Underneath your feet is an entire underground world. Some call it I-95, named after a long hallway that only crew uses. Down there you'll find their cafeteria, their cabins, tailor shops, even tiny convenience stores where they buy snacks during breaks. What's wild is that this hidden world runs the entire ship. It's how staff move around without blocking guests, and it's why service looks so magically smooth. It's basically a highly organized backstage area, and crew members say that if passengers ever saw it, they'd be shocked at how different it feels, much more cramped, much more active, and running 24/7. Secret number 4. Lost items don't just disappear, they go through a whole system. Crew members say that passengers assume lost items are gone forever, but the truth is, there's a massive tracking process behind the scenes. Phones, passports, jewelry, everything gets logged. The crew actually turns in items more often than passengers do. And what's surprising is that cruise lines often hold lost items for months. But here's the secret part. If something valuable goes unclaimed long enough, it can be donated, recycled, or stored permanently, depending on the cruise line's policy. Some former employees say they see hundreds of lost items every sailing, usually because passengers get relaxed and forget where they leave things. It's like vacation brain takes over.
Secret number 5. Crew cabins are tiny, but the community is massive. Passengers usually imagine the crew living in something close to hotel rooms, but ex-crew members laugh at that idea. Their cabins are small, simple, and much more functional than comfortable. But here's the heartwarming twist. The crew says those tight living spaces create one of the strongest communities you'll ever see. People from over 60 nationalities work together, eat together, and support each other like family. Crew members say the friendships they build are what make the long contracts worth it. Even though passengers never see that side, it's one of the most powerful parts of cruise life. Secret number 6. The ship has quiet rules for passengers that crew can't say out loud. Crew members shared that there are certain things they wish they could tell guests, but can't say directly, like how the busiest buffet times always cause delays, but if passengers came even 20 minutes earlier or later, it would feel empty. Or how everyone rushing to elevators at showtime creates congestion that could be avoided by using the stairs one floor up or down. There are also unspoken rules about behavior, like not blocking hallways, not saving seats for hours, and being patient when thousands of people all want something at the same time. Crew members can't enforce these politely without sounding rude, so they just smile and work around the chaos. Meanwhile, they secretly wish guests knew these little unwritten rules. The truth behind the magic. So next time we step onto a cruise ship, it might be fun to remember that everything we see is just the polished version. Behind every buffet, show, and towel animal is a team working non-stop, living in their own world below deck and keeping the ship running like a perfectly timed machine. And honestly, knowing these secrets doesn't ruin the magic. It makes it more impressive, because now we see the heart behind the holiday.